I'd like to call to order the Landmarks Commission meeting for July 28th, 2025. Time is 7 p.m. Roll call, please.
Roll call, Roger White.
Yes, here.
Patrick Lynch.
Here.
Linda Henry.
Here.
Rich Dobda here. Pete Lynch.
Here.
I'd like to make a motion that we excuse Whit Wardell from tonight's meeting along with David Craycraft.
I'll second.
Roll call, Pete Lynch.
Yes.
Rich Dobda, yes. Linda Henry.
Yes.
Patrick Lynch.
Yes.
Whit Wardell. Roger White. My fault.
Yes.
Can I get an approval of minutes for the June 23rd, 2025 Landmarks Commission meeting?
So moved.
I will second.
Roll call, Pete Lynch.
Yes.
Rich Dobda, yes. Linda Henry.
Abstain.
Patrick Lynch.
Yes.
Roger White.
Yes.
Pending applications.
The first application on tonight's agenda is CA 25029. This is for 54 West Mound Street. This request was tabled during the July Landmarks meeting, so the applicant could attend tonight's meeting to answer some questions from the Landmarks Commission. This request is to replace the basement windows with glass block windows. This property is on the corner of Mound and Elm Street. In the historic inventory form, it's noted to be constructed around 1830, making it one of the earliest homes to be constructed in Canal, Winchester. Over time, it's had some additions and modifications to it. In the 1930s, almost 100 years later, a second summer kitchen was added to the rear of the property. In the 1940s, the second floor addition was added over the summer kitchen, attaching it to the house. In the 1970s, an eastern addition was added for a modern kitchen facility, and then a detached garage was added at that time facing the alley. There was a front porch in this home, which was removed in 1988. Up on the screen is a photograph of the front of the subject property. The applicant is requesting approval to replace the 8 basement windows with glass block. The applicant's photos here show a varying condition of windows, including the grid configuration from a single window pane to 3 panes. The windows also feature a difference between some having below grade with the iron storm grates, and a couple don't have any grates. This window right here looks like it's not recessed below grade like the rest, although there is a little bit here on the sides, so it may be the same. Again, the applicant has the 8 windows they're wishing to replace with the glass block. They've noted that there are damaged glass panes. One window has a complete glass breakage with no glass in it, compromised seals and trim. When looking at the proposal here, they're looking to have glass block that will have integrated window vents when available. It wasn't clear in the application if all the windows would have vents like the lower photograph here, or even this photograph up here, or if it was only necessary when there was, like in this case, a dryer vent or some other type of ventilation in the window system. During the last month's meeting, the Landmarks Commission asked staff to send a note to the applicant asking the following questions. Asking if the basement windows are wood frame or metal frame, and if they're metal, have they been evaluated for repair versus replacement? Has there been other window alternatives evaluated? The Landmarks Commission noted 5 of the 8 windows are located on the west side of the building facing Elm Street, making them more visible than the other 2. And then the also noting the home was constructed in 1830, making the oldest residential home in the entire city. The applicant has responded to these comments, noting that there's a mix of windows and that they're metal. They have not been evaluated for repair, that the structural security cannot be maintained with the existing windows without replacement. They have a vinyl alternative that's up on the screen that they've looked at in lieu of glass block. And they've also noted they plan on installing landscaping on the west side of the home to further screen the basement windows than what currently exists. And then also noted that they would like the Landmark Commission to look at other properties in the historic district when making the evaluation for their selection. Applicants here this evening to answer any questions you guys have, but that was the response based off of the feedback provided during the July agenda.
Would you mind stepping up to the podium? Sign in, please. Guess we'll probably need that. Mr. Reinhardt, before we get into this discussion, what are the existing windows on the house? Are they?
What are they made of?
Yeah.
I think in my comment I meant to say it's a mix of wood and metal. So like the frame of the windows are wood.
I guess I'm referring to all the upper windows, not basement windows. Are they all original wood windows?
They are,
on the house?
except for they've put a storm window on the outside to cover the existing wood window.
Okay, thank you.
Those are all original wood ones?
Yeah.
Good shape?
Nah.
They look from the picture in decent shape though.
I'll be back for this.
Fair enough.
Andrew, have we ever approved glass blocks in a basement window in historic district?
In the 10 years I've been here, there has been only one application where a request for glass block has been asked for the Landmarks Commission. The applicant ultimately ended up getting approval for new vinyl replacements to match the windows they were looking to do on the upper floor.
Thank you.
And I gotta say, I don't think glass block is a bad product, but I guess where I struggle is the fact that we haven't approved it here in town, and it's not necessarily a historic product. I mean, it's basically started produced in the 30s and 40s here in the United States, and mass and used a lot in the 50s. But your house is 1830? Impressive. It's just, I'm not sure it's just something that really matches that style of house. As much as I think the product's okay, but that's just what I struggle with. It's just the historic significance of it.
I would agree with that statement, and the fact that 5 out of 8 of these, I believe, are right on the street. Even though there's a little bit of screening, they're still, I've been by the property a couple
I've driven
times,
by
and
too, and yes, you can see
they're
it.
still very noticeable. So I think I would be open to this vinyl replacement option. I do have some questions. You've got a couple different ones here. Some are sliders. Typically, those are in bigger windows for egress. Is that same slider available for some of these smallers? Did they talk to you?
They didn't have a good picture of a depiction of what this vinyl would look like, but it would obviously, I try to match what was already there, that same style of glass pane.
I would think that we'd want something consistent because we have a variety here. Maybe have them consistently,
Up and down or
Up
side
and
to
down,
side or
yeah.
solid.
Yeah, I think what he has there, I mean, you've got taller, skinnier lights, with the exception of, the small 3 light. They all look to be reasonably the same height with the exception of that one also. So I think they would be pretty consistent. I just don't know if that's the best operable option or if they even make one small enough to match that 3 light window.
Yeah, I think they're all custom from what they were telling us.
Did they discuss with you the repairs that will be necessary to take those inset metal frame windows out?
No, they were pretty confident they would be able to maintain the existing openings with their replacement windows. But yeah, they would have to, clear out those openings and kind of rebuild that structure.
So my experience with these, if the metal framed ones, is that they're typically framed into the masonry. So with you having stucco there, there's a pretty good likely chance that you're gonna have some blowout and some tear outs. I just want you to be prepared
Yeah.
for that.
Would you retain the grills that are in place now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they do need some repair. You can see some of the mortar around the grill is deteriorating, but yeah, I have no reason to change that at this time.
It looks like if there is blowout, Pete, that the bottom half is textured, stuccoed or something anyway. So
Yeah, I think it could be
wouldn't
blended.
be
I
that
just-
hard to repair.
Yeah.
It's not
No,
like
just-
just trying to match up.
Just
right.
wanted you to be aware, they're
Yeah.
difficult
Yeah.
to get out, and then typically, you'll have a little bit of damage there. I personally think the vinyl is gonna be your best replacement. I'm with Mr. Lynch here, that glass block's just not appropriate for this old house, and again, we've never approved it before.
I have seen some glass block in the neighborhood on other historical homes.
It's been snuck
Here
in,
at Canal, or-
in there.
Yeah, 17 West Mound, like kind of catty corner to where we're at. It's a older brick home. There's a few other places. I think what I've noticed is that it's either been, they've done nothing, or they've just replaced it with wood covering the old windows. So,
Well, you like the route you're going better.
trying to do something, right?
Yes, yes. And we do applaud that.
I
Yeah,
mean, the fact that they would be operable as well for ventilation.
yeah,
In a
that
basement,
would be
it's gotta
nice.
Gotta be
Yeah.
a plus.
When you're replacing the grate and you're dealing with these things that are broken, will you be repairing that too? The
It wouldn't be
concrete?
through the window company that would do that. I'd probably have to look for another
Separate.
contractor, yeah. It doesn't appear to be causing any structural issues with the window at this time. It doesn't look that great.
We mentioned a couple of vents. Is it a dryer vent coming out, one of those?
Yeah, there is.
The upper left, yeah.
What's the plan for that?
They would have to incorporate that somehow into the window. I think they have, I don't know if it'd be like a panel or something on that side that would be solid all the way up and down, or
So
Yeah.
reduced opening.
it would reduce that opening. That window you can barely see, and that's on, like, facing my yard.
Okay.
There would be no way for anybody to see
On
that.
the east side?
It's on the east side, yeah.
Yeah. Who's making this window that you have?
The contractor is called Egress, actually, Provio is the manufacturer of the window. Evolve Egress is the name of the company that we're working with.
Andrew, can we pull that, do we have that on screen here, the actual window?
That little thumbnail photo is the only
Okay.
info that was provided.
So is the idea to put in mostly sliders, like a bypass style window?
Yeah, I really don't need them all to open, just probably a couple of them for ventilation. But yeah, they didn't, like I said, they didn't give me necessarily specifics on how each window would be structured.
So I guess if we order some that don't open, they should still have that center style in there to look the same? Does that make
So,
does
yeah,
that make
if they're a
sense?
fixed window,
Yeah, it's fixed.
or if they have like a center mullion, or whatever you might call it, divider.
I think that's the best route here.
You're good with that then?
Yeah, I mean, I prefer the glass block, but I think the vinyl is a suitable replacement.
Good.
Would that divider, Pete or Pat or anybody, be like a simulated light divider that's thin? Or, I'm just looking at this photo here, when you have an operable divider,
It's a little
it's
bigger.
gonna be a lot wider than having a mullion in the window.
Which windows do you not need operable? Are they facing the yard or the street?
I mean, I really don't need any of them to be operable. I think it would just be beneficial to have the ability to vent if there was moisture or something in the
yeah.
basement. So there's actually two basements in this house. There's a front basement and a rear basement. I probably have like one window vented, and I really could just do the ones facing the east side of the yard and the ones facing the street wouldn't need vented at all.
I guess so if the operable ones are facing the yard, they don't, again, we're getting into two different styles. But it's gonna be difficult to get this style window with a simulated divided light that even looks like the operable ones, so.
Unless
I
it's
guess-
a moving
Yeah,
one.
unless it's moving. Where's the 3-light window, the short one? That's on the sidewalk that, it's on the side? It's on the side of the house, it looks like. Is it Elm Street side?
You have, this window faces Elm,
It does. Yeah.
and then does this one also face Elm? These two?
Yes, all three of the bottom ones all face elm.
I think I'd be all right with that, with the shorter one just being a solid, single pane, and just do the rest in a,
No divider in it.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't, it's not gonna look the same anyway, the way they're built. Does that sound okay? Do
Yeah,
operable-
yeah, I think
operables
anything
with
is
the
gonna look-
exception of that one?
Yeah,
Okay.
What about the, where the vent's at, that dryer vent?
we're
Make
gonna,
that a solid? That looks too narrow to do a slider. I mean, a window's only going to be, I'm looking at the vent, not even 18 inches wide. Might as well make that a solid also.
I don't know how they would put a vent through it, I guess.
Well,
It would
I
just
think
be
you're talking about a
panel.
solid panel on the left side and then glass on the right. So it'd be a reduced opening in order to put the vent through. See what I'm saying?
I don't, I'm sorry. I'm just looking at the way
Upper
that's.
left-hand corner.
Yeah, I see that one, but if it's a solid glass panel, the glass panel would be all the way left to right.
Only to the
So
center.
where's the vent coming out?
The left-hand side would be like a
Solid.
plastic or metal.
Okay, you're
Panel.
not talking a single light left to right, the whole opening. You're talking about just
Just
having
Just
glass.
Just a
glass on the
solid
right.
panel on the left
I
side,
gotcha.
so the vent can poke through, and then on the right side, just do one solid panel, because that's too narrow to even think about trying to get a slider in there. So it would be the 3-pane, long rectangular window, and then the one with the dryer vent. Those would both be just fixed windows. The rest would be sliders.
What about these two, gentlemen?
Is that correct on that?
These two are square. Putting a slider in there would break. Are these square windows the same dimension as this one? Is this grid
yeah,
throwing it off, like just making it look smaller?
the aspect ratio on that top right one looks weird. It's more like the other ones,
Okay.
like the bottom ones.
Would you like to make a motion?
Or
Would you like to make a motion?
Yes, I make a motion to approve CA 25-029 using the vinyl windows. The windows with the dryer vent would be a fixed window. The 3-pane long rectangular window would be a solid pane window. And then all the others would be sliders with the divider down the center vertically.
Operable.
That cover it?
I will second that.
Roll call, Roger White,
Yes.
Linda Henry,
Yes.
Patrick Lynch,
Yes.
Pete Lynch,
Yes.
Rich Dowdy, yes.
So just for my confirmation here, and maybe for the applicant, because I'm a little lost, this one's gonna be fixed, these two are gonna be fixed, and then these remaining are gonna be operable?
I think just the one with the dryer vent and the 3-pane are the only fixed ones. The rest of them are.
Correct.
Are
The rest would be
sliders.
sliders.
Yeah.
Okay.
That,
So
So
that's
these,
6.
so these 3 will be fixed.
Only
These
2.
4 will be sliders.
only 2 fixed windows.
Only 2, the upper left and then the 3-pane right below it.
This one,
Yes.
thank you.
Does that make sense?
The one square one right there in the middle is really small, maybe 12 by 12.
Oh, that's smaller than the other ones then?
It is, yeah, it's
Oh.
very small.
Probably
I think
fixed.
that'll
Just
fix
make
it.
that fix Sue then,
Yeah,
I would think, yeah.
Can I get that motion amended, please?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell.
yeah, it's pretty close.
I think you should amend that.
That's this one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I get that motion amended, please, Pat?
So I make, do we want me to explain that one?
Yes, please.
I make a motion to approve CA 25-20-029 with all windows being vinyl, the 12 by 12 window, the 3-pane long rectangular window, and the window with the dryer vent would be fixed windows, one solid piece. All other windows to be slider windows with a vertical divider in the center.
Thank you.
I will second that again.
We roll call that?
Yeah.
Pete Lynch,
Yes.
Rich Dowdy, yes. Linda Henry,
Yes,
Patrick Lynch,
Yes.
Roger White.
Yes,
Kyle, in your approval letter, I will mark each window for you, that way I can keep them straight.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Who seconded that? I'm sorry.
I did.
Pete, thank you.
I'd say Mr. Lynch.
It's not quite.
The next application on tonight's agenda is CA 25031, address is 71 West Columbus Street. The request this evening is for a new shed in the rear yard. This home was constructed around 1860, another old one. The structure was modernized in the 1920s, as can be seen on the photograph taken last week. The front facade was further altered in 1963 to put on the second-story addition over the front porch. The applicant is requesting approval this evening to remove the existing 8x8 wood structure that's in the rear yard. The applicant notes that it was a former playhouse from prior ownership. The structure sits at the center of the yard here. Back in 2005, just for the Landmarks Commission's reference, the Landmarks Commission approved this garage along the alley, and then an administrative variance was also granted for the setbacks, the garage to be less than what is required by code based off of the other garages along the same alley, and for the garage to exceed the height of the accessory buildings section of the code based off of other garages in the street. With that, they also approved a second accessory building to construct the garage. On the left-hand side of the screen are some photographs of the partially deconstructed accessory building that the applicant is requesting to replace. On the right-hand side of the screen is the new shed the applicant is looking to put in its place. This is a new 10 by 16 structure. This structure will be built at grade with a small ramp leading to a set of double doors. The existing building, the applicant notes again, was a former playhouse, sits above grade with a small deck and 2 windows on it. So a little custom project that's being removed here. The new building has been noted to be a wood siding based off of the graphics. It looks like it's like a T111 type material. We'll have 2 windows on the front of the building.
Hello?
Good evening. Hope you don't have tough questions like the other applicants. That was rough.
Is this a pre-constructed shed?
You have the option of having it pre-constructed or built on site. I said, build it and deliver it, so it is
Okay,
constructed
it's gonna be
off-site, yes.
pre-constructed.
That's what I chose.
what color are you planning on, what color are you planning on painting it? What color?
It's basically like the representation there. It's white, to match the white. We have white vinyl siding both on the resident and the garage. I think it's, what's it called? Like Dutch lap, white vinyl, I think is what it's called. You see it there, it's white vinyl there also. So that, and we don't have any shutters or anything like that on the resident, but we do have shutters on the garage that are like charcoal black, so we match that, and asphalt shingles on both. Well, all the structures have asphalt, so we're going back for that. So we're trying to match it up as much as we can with what's already there.
Very nice.
The application here, the application contents, this page here, Andrew. You have that on the,
I don't have it on the screen, but
it says that it will be, proposed shed will be built using standard wood construction for structural components of vinyl siding, asphalt shingle roofing, and a gravel and timber foundation.
Yes.
But then we also heard that it was going to be T111.
Well, I think that's what he assumed.
the graphic is showing a
It
T111.
shows T111 in the drawing, yeah.
And then it shows here under the color selection that's going to be painted, the
Okay,
vinyl siding's not shown.
those are, I have both of those options, and I really don't have a strong feeling either way. You get, I think they have, what do they call it, like smart side or something like that. I think it's like a.
Smart siding?
It's like a wood composite, and it's painted. I like that. It kind of looks like cedar, you know? And that's really, I think that's what's here. It's, because it's like vertical slats, and the vinyl is like horizontal slats. And the vinyl is what's on the house and the garage. So if we want to match it precisely, we'd go with the vinyl. What was showed here, you know, by the guy up at Beachy, who gave me this graphic, I think we were talking about the smart side, which I like. I go either way. And I think that's probably what that, gave me the estimate there, I think that's what that's based on.
So the smart side has a horizontal and a vertical. It's more like a shiplap. It's pretty similar looking to T111. I think we've approved a couple T111s.
A little harder finish on it.
It is. Yeah, typically we do not approve vinyl. If you have a repair or something to an existing building, maybe. But I think this looks all right, doing the painted wood structure. Are they vinyl windows in there, I'm assuming?
Yes, I believe that's what it is.
You talked about vinyl, or I'm sorry, asphalt shingles. Is that the same color that is on your house and garage?
It's as close as we could get. The existing house has kind of it almost has like a reddish, you know, undertone to it. It kind of matches the old brick chimney, and there's some of the foundation's brick, and somebody's painted part of it and it's chipped off, so it's kind of like an orangish red or something like that. So it had kind of a red hue to it. So the existing roofing on the house is like that, and I think I've got a picture somewhere of the siding, or no, not the shingle that I took off, and it's like, it has like, it's 3 tab, and every tab is different, you know. I think what the Beachy put on their graphic was called driftwood, and it had kind of multicolored and a little bit of a red undertone, so that's what I chose. And to be honest with you, I think at some point we're going to probably reshingle our main resident, and I'll probably go back with like gray or something like that for everything. I'll just get the garage done, I'll get the shed done, I'll get the house done all at the same time. And I really prefer like maybe a gray or something like that.
So driftwood's got some grays and browns.
Pardon?
Driftwood, it's got some grays and browns.
Yeah.
tones, so it's probably a pretty good choice for this.
That's as close as I could get. And it had just a little bit of red, and I said, okay, you know, that's, you know, it's closer than black.
Yeah, I think driftwood would be fine.
Is the ramp that goes up to that, is that just pressure treated?
You know, I don't know.
Looks like
I assume it should be, because it's in contact with the ground. Everything that's contact with the ground was treated.
Do you plan to paint that or just leave it?
The ramp itself?
Yes.
Probably just leave it. But the other one it's painted. That smart side it's factory painted, I'm pretty sure.
Anyone have any further questions?
I don't.
Okay. Is there a preference to the smart side? I mean, that's because I like it better, to be honest with you.
I think smart siding would be fine.
Well, I do too, but I do like the vertical.
This is the driftwood shingle.
Yes.
I would like to make a motion to approve application CA-25-031 with the conditions that the new shed be a vertical wood sided component and painted in the same white with charcoal trim that matches the garage as the applicant stated.
I'd like to second that.
My wife will be happy.
Roll call, Pete Lynch,
Yes.
Rich Dodd, yes. Linda Henry,
Yes.
Patrick Lynch,
Yes.
Roger White.
Yes.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
David.
you.
All right, thank you.
Good.
It's been
Thanks,
really
Dave. Good seeing you.
nice.
Next application on tonight's agenda is CA 25032. The address is 29 West Waterloo Street. The requests this evening are for new wall signs for the subject business. Up on the screen, photograph of 29 West Waterloo, also known as Waterloo 2. This building was approved for construction in 2021, wrapped up in 2022. The only other approval that the Landmarks Commission has done for this property was in 2023. In the kind of left half of the tenant space where this applicant's going this evening, the Landmarks Commission approved designs for a Carino's Pizza wall sign in the same front porch location. The applicant is seeking approval to construct 2 new wall signs in the subject building. The first sign is over the main entrance on that front porch area. That sign, approximately 2 foot tall by 120 inches long. The second sign on the east side of the building, 96 inches long by 40 inches tall. When staff was reviewing the overlay district signage code, it notes that each business shall have no more than 1 wall sign with the following exceptions. That a building has a rear or side parking area and a rear or side entrance, and that a building is located on a corner lot facing 2 public streets. The area highlighted in yellow is not being met with this application. The sign located on the east side of the building does face a private parking lot, but there is no entrance on that side of the building where the sign's being located at. So this sign on the lower side of the screen does not meet zoning compliance for the location for a second wall sign. So I did want to make the Landmarks Commission aware of that this evening. The sign that the applicant's requesting to install is a 3 mil flat metal panel that will have a vinyl graphic applied to it. The applicant does note here that all the hardware will be painted white to help conceal it on the face of the sign. And just for a frame of reference, this is the last sign that the Landmarks Commission approved for this space. The previous sign was for individual routed letters that were standoff on front of the building. Again, this sign is just 1 long metal panel with a graphic on it. So slightly different in terms of its character. If there's any questions, staff would be happy to answer, but this is probably the most important slide to leave it on for discussion this evening.
Andrew, is the applicant present?
Yes.
Right here. You guys want to see the sample of the material?
Please.
Yeah.
Thank you. Start down there and pass it down if you don't mind. The smallest.
Yeah, it comes in 4x8 or 5x10 sheets. And it's a plastic core with an aluminum front side. Very durable, meant for outdoor.
Is the,
Oh, that's nice.
will the 120 be seamless then? Will
Oh,
you
yeah,
do-
it's all going to be seamless. Oh, actually.
I'm super aware of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't care.
What is, Andy, you said something about trim being painted to match the sign. What kind of trim are we?
Well, it would be the hardware.
Okay.
So we're just gonna drill, because that's a wood, that's just a wood frame. And this stuff's so
No
lightweight.
frame around it, it's just,
It would be
edges
just
like
the
you
edge
see
of
there.
this, yes.
yeah. Okay. And it's not a pizza place, right? It's not Grino's Pizza? No, just checking.
No, that was the previous sign that was approved just for.
What do you plan to
frame
fasten
reference.
it with?
What's that?
What are the fasteners? How do you plan to fasten it?
They would be a round head that's, goes into wood, and then of course it'd be painted white.
I see no problem with it. Two colors.
Yeah, I think it's, I think it's 2 colors, yes.
Is there going to be any lighting on this?
No.
Are you okay with the absence of the sign facing the parking lot?
Well, that's
So
your guys'
this was
decision,
okay,
yeah, I
yeah.
mean, you know.
Yeah. All right.
Is
Yeah.
there a way to, like, I understand not filling that whole space with the sign, especially to keep it seamless, but is there a way to put 1x4 or whatever that current trim is on the side of the sign or something to, I don't know, what do you guys think about framing
It
that
just
in
seems
a little
really
bit?
very crammed to
Yeah.
the perimeter.
Obviously, we know that.
It's real tight between the 2 wood trims, but yeah, there, we can put a trim down the side of it, that's real easy to do.
I think you're kind of referring to the perimeter. Is there a way to, I guess we're 24 inches high, and what is the opening there, do we know?
That is about 27 inches.
So there's very little.
It's very little space.
I feel like, again, it's just so crammed to the edges. If we were just to stretch the white out or bring.
Well, I can
bring
only
the
go to
lettering
120
in?
inches. I could go smaller, I just can't go wider.
Just thinking if you put a perimeter on, you're gonna want to bring the lettering in a little.
You think going taller with the 2 to 27 instead of 24, that way it fits right in between that trim?
You're talking about trying to get it just about the right height.
We can do that. We can go all the way to the
You can't go
trim.
taller.
We can go taller, we can't
Just
go
can't go
wider.
wider.
120 is the max I can do, without going to multiple
I
pieces.
mean, I almost feel like it's gonna look better extended to maybe leave a 1/2 inch top and bottom so that you've got a little more white around and not so crammed to the edges. And I think the perimeter is gonna help. I mean, everything's flush, there's no dimension, no 3D characteristic to it. So at least the perimeter around the sign might help that. What would you recommend, Mr. Goffin?
I mean, I just would try to match these pieces.
Is that wood or AZIC that's on the
It's
building?
wood.
It is wood?
Yeah, I think you guys have to approve wood here in your community.
Usually.
Yeah. I know New Albany, I do a lot in New Albany, and everything's gotta be wood. Even the real estate signs have to be wood.
Is the white going to be paint matched to the building or a bright white like the
The
rendering?
bright white will be the color of the material.
Okay.
Which is you peel this liner off.
So you'll be able to see the background.
Yes.
So that's a brighter white than the paint on the building? Or- Yeah.
I think if you read it like a book, yes. I think
Yeah.
you, from a distance, you're never gonna know.
Yeah.
Almost 500 and some shades of white to choose from.
Right, yeah.
That
If
sign-
it
that
was
sign
a
looks
color
like
of
it
the
comes in
building, I
one.
could see that, you know, if it was a red or a blue.
I don't think it needs to match. I think
Yeah.
it's almost nice if there is a contrast
Although,
to it. so-
I actually, there are 3 colors. There's like a little yellow in the toothbrush. I mean, I don't know if that's gonna make that difference.
No, I don't think so unless.
Rich, with your experience with the signage, is there a slightly less dark white than that? Because I don't remember what the color of this building is, but it's definitely a softer shade.
It's whatever the hardy white comes in.
I mean, are you digitally printing these?
Yes, we're
Okay.
digitally printing.
Cast on casts?
Yeah.
I'm assuming. I mean, to get a digital output device to print a light white like that is near impossible.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I mean, the only thing is I could do is,
Yeah.
we have to use wood and match the paint and apply the graphic to the wood. But that's always gonna, eventually wood rots, paint's gonna rot, but, you know, that's your guys' decision how you wanna do this.
Andrew, could we approve like a true exterior material for the sign perimeter? Boral, used to be boral.
Just for 2 vertical bands.
We're talking a full perimeter, I believe, or is that what you were thinking? Or are you
I'm
talking
good,
about
I'm good either
running?
way, I just thought it did look, I mean, again, I understand the mock-up is just a,
Was the other option to run it the full 27 and just run down the 2 sides?
That's
Yeah,
where I was
that's
going
what I
with
was thinking too. It'd be-
I think I'm all right with that.
yeah.
Okay. So are we on the same page that we can't go any further than the 120, so the letters need to come in a little? And then we're talking
Yes.
about taking the white, the full 27, so we're gonna add another 1.5 inches top and bottom to get that 3 inches.
That way, if it's type 2 trim, and then do a vertical trim on both sides, ends of the sign, correct?
Yes.
A 2-inch or a 4-inch,
If we could try to match the horizontal pieces there.
Yeah, we can do that.
It looks like 4 to me, but
When do you want to take a stab at this one?
We're good.
Any further questions? I'd like to make a motion to approve application CA-25-032 with the conditions that the overall signage remains 120 inches and that the signboard itself extends to reach that 27 inches in
between the
height.
2, yeah.
And that the Canal Kids and Pediatric Dentistry lettering is brought in a little bit from the left and right to create a little bit more white space around the whole image. And also that 2 vertical pieces of trim, the same dimensions as the existing horizontal parallel trim, be installed at both left and right sides of the signage and painted to match the existing trim, not the signboard. Did you get all that?
You know, frame it out nicely.
Yeah, we'll frame it up nicely.
I'll second that. Roll call, we got Pete Lynch,
Yes.
Linda Henry,
Yes.
Patrick Lynch.
Yep.
Rich Doubdy, yes. Roger White.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. Guys have a good night.
Thank you.
The last application for tonight's agenda is C25033. Address is 96 East Columbus Street. The request this evening is for a new gazebo in the rear yard. This residential home was constructed around 1926. At the time of construction, the detached garage was constructed that sits on the east side of the home. The applicant is requesting approval for this new gazebo that's kind of peeking behind my corner photo here back from June of this year. The applicant constructed the gazebo in the backyard. Site plan has been provided to show its placement. It is approximately 3 foot setback away from the house, kind of situated directly behind the rear house, just to the left of the existing detached garage. As part of the discussion this evening, the applicant is also going to be going over the failed lean-to addition that was located on the rear of the detached garage. This lean-to addition was torn down in February of this year. Applicant provided some photographs here showing the structure had started to collapse, was never connected properly to the house, was starting to pull, or the garage was starting to pull away, and that essentially it fell apart. And then the primary focus of the application here is for the new 12 by 20 gazebo within the rear yard. The applicant has placed this on top of their existing patio. Photographs have been provided in the application for what the structure looks like on the property, as well as the installation instructions or product sales information the applicant provided. Some of those photos are up on the screen. Staff did want to note that this building, after any landmarks approvals, does require some variances from the Planning and Zoning Commission. The structure is the second accessory building on the property. Properties in the city are allowed to have one accessory building, so she'll need a variance to exceed the number of accessory buildings. And then secondly, the accessory building section of our code requires accessory buildings to be at least 10 feet away from the primary dwelling. The plot plan shows this structure is 3 feet away from the primary dwelling. So those two variances will be needed after any landmarks approvals. But applicant's here to answer any questions you have. Hopefully I did a good job explaining the project for you guys.
Sure, and I should jump in here and just offer my apology to the commission first. Obviously, I've already done this and the shed, and so I take accountability for that. I understand in speaking with Andrew, that's not the proper order of things, so I can assure you that won't happen again. One more thing I would note is I haven't actually measured it yet, but I do think the gazebo is setting back a little more than 3 feet from the house, but I'll get a precise measurement for the variance application.
So she has to secure approval from us before she can take it to planning and zoning.
Correct, yeah, if the Landmarks Commission disapproves the shed completely, then there's no variant, or the gazebo completely, there's no variance process.
So Andrew, I think we discussed this a little bit before, but so the rest of the commission understands to avoid a variance for a second structure, if this gazebo was turned 90 degrees and attached to the house, would we not need a variance at that point?
Neither variance would be needed if it was physically attached to the house, because it would be considered part of the house, so it wouldn't be an accessory building. And then the setbacks don't apply because it's physically attached. It's a workaround that we've been able to utilize for allowing garages to be attached with a breezeway. Yeah, to have, accessory buildings when you have really tight yard space, you can't meet setbacks.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
With that said, have you bolted this thing down?
We're working on that.
Okay, that's good.
It is also anchored. There's a electric conduit running to it, although that's obviously not structurally sound.
I see that back corner there.
It's on the center pole in the back, yep.
And it's just bolted to cleats on the concrete and brick, right?
Yeah.
So those posts don't go all the way through?
Correct. Nope, they end where they stand on the surface there.
But if you do attach it to the house, then you would have the window at the one end covered by the roof of this structure.
Sure. I'm just trying to get the facts out there that when we start issuing variances for things like this, what precedent we set. I'm just thinking of ways that you may be able to keep this
Without having to go through the
with some
variance.
slight modification.
Sure.
Without.
Would the patio allow that rotation? Like if it did rotate 90 degrees and got closer to the house?
I don't think the patio is 20 feet deep. It's certainly 20 feet wide.
Right.
Looks like it's about 4 feet past the sidewalk there, so
12, 16.
you gotta be,
It's gonna be really close.
I mean, you probably have to add a little, is that all new, the brick pavers that are put in?
Yes, yeah, I assume.
Or they came with the house?
Yeah.
How long have you owned the place?
Since 2021.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
It was a little higher, you might be able to get away with the attachment thing just by, I don't know, putting some horizontal pieces to the house, like a pergola of sorts, but Is that what you're trying to get at?
I mean, I think Roger was right on there, that there's only so many places you could put it. You'd almost have to situate it around that window somehow, and of course extend or change the patio a little bit. I'm just trying to think of ways around the variance. I mean, the way that it sets also is, it's dumping a lot of water. Does that have any kind of rain retention? It doesn't appear to, just dumping a lot of water in that short
Towards
3 or 4
foundation.
foot section up against the house, which is gonna probably wreak havoc on your foundation over
Yeah,
time.
it doesn't have drainage installed necessarily. I do have a sump pump in the basement back there, though. Back along that wall, actually.
I do have a very similar unit, and I was able to put gutters on it, and it helped
It helps
tremendously.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. It also makes it that much bigger the whole year round, too.
Yeah, I had new gutter, like leaf guard gutters installed a few years ago, and they ran them down into conduits, which I think they're already there, but they drain into the street. But I would be interested in like tapping into that if that were
I don't think-
feasible.
I don't think that's allowed, right?
What?
Additional water going to the city sewer. I thought that was a thing. Maybe I'm wrong.
You can have additional roof runoff.
Okay.
It would all just be dependent on how properly it flows, like if the volume, you know, exceeds it, but I don't
Okay.
think this would.
I had a patio drain, and they said we couldn't hook up to the main thing.
You didn't ask me.
Looking from the street, it looks like it's sticking out from the house. You know,
Yeah.
This picture, it looks like 6 feet, but is it only a couple feet? Like in this drawing?
Well, 6 feet's probably accurate. I
Okay.
mean, yeah, considering the center posts are about 10 feet, we're probably looking at 5
So
or
you see a
6
bit of
feet.
this from the street?
You can, a little bit, yeah. I think Andrew had a picture, yeah, from,
From the street?
yeah.
Can you see that? You're looking
Sorry,
for-
I'm looking at something else on my end.
You're good. Yeah, right there. I mean, the rows of Sharon, it's really shady back there all the time. It's a little hard to see from the street, frankly.
This is right next to Jackie Marion's, across the street, down the street from you a little ways, right?
What's that now?
This is right next to Jackie Marion's old house?
Yeah,
Am I
it's
thinking of the right-
Dwight Seymour's old house. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Yeah, next to Jackie Marion.
It's the H.R.
Was
Bailey
Jack
home.
Marion. That's a big backyard.
It's a deep backyard, yeah. My dogs love it.
They do
There's one of them right there.
Yeah, I know.
And where is there is a garage?
Yes, yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I have a really wild question, and I don't know if this is gonna help you or make things more confusing tonight. This building here, the new gazebo,
Yeah.
would it be possible to physically attach it to the garage? Like, like, it looks like if this gap was filled, if it slid over and just went out this way, that, your existing garage, I
Yeah.
don't think is
What's
big.
what's the pitch on the garage? for you?
That would be my only question is what's the height difference?
'Cause I'm assuming.
I'm just
you're
thinking if from removing variances,
Yeah.
I think that garage may be small enough that this building's a 12 by 20. It's at 240 square feet, the max you can go is 600 square feet in the floodplain district for an accessory building. You might be able to get that building closer to that 600 square feet without, if it doesn't go over, then you have one larger accessory building. And then you don't need any variances.
Would it be coming into the side of this picture, I'm assuming?
I'm imagining just taking this rectangle and just scooting it this way. I don't know if it would work or not, but I'm just trying to help.
I guess I'm confused at how this is situated.
So I pulled up my mortgage survey. I think the garage is about 18 feet deep.
Okay.
So with the 12-foot side, it could go against it, but you would probably want it
That's the
centered.
side, that's the side with the gutter that we're looking at correctly.
Yes,
The
yeah,
downspout.
that side, yeah.
So you've got a roof line coming into, something like this, so you, and how you would attach it.
It's only 10
Well,
foot.
I think what you can do is run it off as I'm looking at this picture right here, just bring it off this side here. Not put it up against the garage, but couldn't you tie into the headers like some just horizontal pieces from the header into the garage and make like a pergola or something, 2 feet, 1 foot, whatever, so it's actually physically attached, but the roof lines aren't necessarily connected, and you can attach with that little pergola right below the gutters. That way the gutters are unobstructed. You put like a header up onto the brick, attach it to the side of the brick underneath the gutter, and then run a couple horizontal pieces out. Technically, it would be attached.
I just don't know. Maybe I got ahead of myself, but I don't know if that helps in the long run. But then it almost looks like you'd be making your patio a little bigger to do it and doing like a lot of.
You'd have to
extra
adjust
It'd
work.
be a lot of
patio.
work.
It would just, yeah,
I'm
it'd be a
not gonna
lot
lie.
of, it'd be a lot of like
Yeah.
little things that maybe add up. I think
At the end of
the whole
it
conversation
may
is
be-
to skip additional
Go ahead and
steps
pay the
for variances. You
$100
don't need 'em.
and be done with it, get the variance.
I'm not opposed to just applying for the
I
variance.
was gonna say, our job is just to approve the actual gazebo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no problem with the structure itself. I think it's a fine-looking building, if you can get the variance and everything.
Great.
If you can't, I think there are ways that this thing could be moved to
Finagled and,
still comply
yeah,
without having to get rid of it altogether.
yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, if you turned it and flashed it into the house, that's your connection point, correct?
Yeah, as long as this structure meets side yard setbacks, which is 5 feet, that would be the only.
So, which it would.
Oh, yeah.
It would meet a side
Definitely
yard
would if it
setback.
were attached to the house.
Okay. So we can issue a recommendation for a variance, and then she may or may not get it?
Correct.
Is everyone's okay with that?
Absolutely.
And we need 2.
And I think it's
Also
helpful, I
for-
think it's helpful also just for the minutes, the different ideas on, like, if it can't be right here, like, the Landmarks Commission's okay with it moving and being
Oh.
adjusted slightly to fit whatever criteria Planning and Zoning Commission have. That is helpful discussion, so thank you for that.
Okay. If you had to turn this, would you position it right over that window?
Probably,
Okay.
yeah. I like the
Yeah.
kitchen windows, those are the ones
That's
to the
the
left,
double.
so
Okay.
that one's just the living room window, I don't really
Okay.
care if that's obstructed. I mean, I do care, but not, it's not gonna kill me.
Is there a window well here for this basement? I see the block is going down, but I can't tell if that's a hole.
Yeah, that's a window, yeah.
Is there like a well, like a,
No.
okay.
Uh-uh.
I just didn't know if like turning it and moving it, all of a sudden you have like a 3-foot hole at the very back of yours.
No, it's gravel base
Okay.
from the edges of the patio, or gravel base.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just approving the gazebo, right?
We have to recommend 2 variances with the approval. One for the setback, be approximately 3 to 4 feet, and the other to have the second structure.
So we don't have to, so the variance is for the allowance of the second structure, right?
Yeah, 2 variances, one to allow for the second structure, one to allow for the setback, the
Right.
current setback less than 10 feet.
I'd like to approve CA-25-033 with multiple recommendations. The first being, we will have a minimum setback of 3 feet, and that the variance be allowed to have the standalone structure and have two on the same property.
Does that work for you, Andrew?
I'm gonna, Rich, can I get you to reword the first one to recommend variance for setbacks as constructed, since the dimensions are not known?
Sure. Start all over.
Please.
I'd like to approve CA-25-033 with the following recommendations: that the current setback as constructed be approved by variance, and that a variance for a second standalone structure on the same property be allowed.
Thank you.
Can I get a second?
I will second.
Roll call: Roger White,
Yes.
Linda Henry,
Yes.
Patrick Lynch,
Yes.
Pete Lynch,
Yes.
Rich Dobda, yes.
Thank you.
Andrew, was that discussion enough, what we have there?
No, I think that was helpful.
Did you want to add that to the conditions?
I will just make sure in my staff report to talk about all the dialogue for any possibility of removing it. And I think if you want to look at that in the meantime, before you file for the planning and zoning meeting, that may be, it may work itself out, or you look at it and say, oh, it doesn't work, like I have to do the variance that way.
Yeah.
You can go to the planning and zoning meeting and let them know you evaluated alternatives and the obstacles that are being hit by trying to do something different.
Yeah, certainly.
But if you are going to move it, then you'd have to come back to us.
Okay. Gotcha.
Good.
Well,
All right.
that's the AI description. It identifies the dog playing with the red frisbee in the backyard. That's crazy.
I don't know how to turn it off. It's really disturbing.
It's really accurate. All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Andrew, I had a question about that previous application.
Yes.
Seeing as how they would have to have a variance, I guess, for the second sign, did we not need to deny that sign? Because we didn't say anything about the second signage, we just approved the application.
No, you guys just, I think the applicant acknowledged they couldn't have the second sign, so it was just
Yeah.
moving on, talking about the first.
Just making sure we didn't, we probably want to make sure we clarify that.
Good idea. In terms of old, new business, I don't have a whole lot. Everything's just chipping away with old projects moving along. I already have 2 applications for next month's agenda, so we're staying on top of keeping up our good pace this year. For the zoning code update component, we're a little behind where the schedule has us. So that steering committee for that process probably won't be meeting again for another 6 weeks. Pete, just a heads up. We had our first kind of rough draft on changing our zoning categories. So with our zoning code update, we're looking at rezoning the whole city at once. A lot of the city's not going to change, but it's just going to be a new map to be a new ordinance for council with the rezoning. So there will be some properties that will be rezoned. As part of that, our preliminary discussion has been focused on kind of the impacts to Old Town, what we do with that. Currently, we have 3 zoning districts in Old Town. We have Old Town Single Family, Old Town Multifamily, and Old Town Commercial. We're looking to reduce that to 2. Old Town, the tentative names right now are Old Town Mixed Use and Old Town Residential. Basically just simplifying the districts. We only have 1 Old Town multifamily zone property anyway, so what's the point of having it, sort of thing. But with that discussion, we're also looking at expanding the Old Town boundaries. So currently the Old Town boundaries end at the Fairfield County line on East Waterloo. We're looking to take it all the way down. And then we're also looking at adding some strategic properties to the Old Town boundaries for any future redevelopment opportunities, like the old Anderson concrete plant facility. That site is outside currently. Also, A couple properties behind it are outside. So we're looking at trying to make that boundary a little more defined. Also, the Old Town District is probably our most flexible zoning district on what you can and can't do, aside from the Landmarks Commission's requirement. But from a zoning perspective, it's very flexible. So it's I think, a good opportunity to add some properties to it. But we're only in like our first round of rough draft that me and Lucas have provided to the consultants. So they're going to send us something back that's much more aligned with the city's goals. And then after that, they'll start working on what they're calling Module 1, which is like the first quarter of the zoning code. That's the next steering committee meeting, is once that gets developed. So we're probably 6, 7, 8 weeks, out from that.
Supposed to be September anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's probably going to be, it was supposed to be like the second week in September. I think it's going to be now like October, November. We had an internal meeting to go over everything, and the amount of comments that we had, they said that pushed them back 5 or 6 weeks. So I think everything's going to be rolling back. But we're still doing good on pace. I think we're hitting our idea on the growth that we're going to hit for the community.
I think the first time you mentioned this, you said that you were thinking about extending the preservation district on Waterloo past the viaduct. Is that still on the table?
No, I think we're going to keep the railroad tracks as the hard boundary going west. One of the challenges with zoning are unintended consequences sort of things. While the Old Town District is very flexible in what you can and can't do, that flexibility may not be good everywhere sort of mindset. So what I'm calling Old Town Light is a new zoning category we want to extend from the viaduct all the way to the shopping center on Waterloo. So if you think about like if Old Town mixed use allows things this big, this new district will be things this big. If it allows for, uses that are this encompassing, this district will be, this less encompassing. So it's going to be a good kind of transition zoning. And that was a really good way to carry it all the way through to the shopping plaza. And then also do the same kind of method down Groveport Road. So to create kind of like a hub of intensity, and then as it gets further out, it gets less dense, less intense, to make it feel more organic. So that's kind of the current mindset behind it. It may totally change, by the time we get there, but that's kind of where we're at. It's been fun trying to figure out how to rewrite the code and create everything from scratch, because I have to take off everything I know and then pretend I don't know anything for these meetings, which is kind of hard because this is what I do every day, but we're getting there. Other than that, I don't really have anything else to report.
When you said further east on Waterloo, all the way down, what's all the way down?
The
Like
current
cemetery?
corporation limits.
Okay.
Which is the other side of Canal Cove, right?
Yeah, just the south, it would be all the homes on Waterloo up until the Canal Cove entrance.
Andrew, on the John Cantner addition, or remodeling there, what's the holdup? The window? Oh, that maybe you would.
I have not talked to them since our last Landmarks
Schedule.
meeting.
Schedule, contractors.
95% of the time.
That looks great, by the way.
It does look good.
Oh my God, I just saw that for the first time today. Man, that looks fantastic.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job.
The brick there, yeah. Is that Cantner's building right there?
Yes.
Or is that Weiser's? Cantner?
That's Cantner.
Okay, so he's doing that.
Yeah.
Well, hats off to him for improving that.
Yeah, he got a facade improvement grant to do it.
Was that part of the CWICC?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Isn't that actually his office?
Yes.
I thought so.
Yeah,
Steps
that's
up
his
to-
office, yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yes. I thought he owned the building too.
Anything else?
That's it.
I won't be here August meeting, I'll be gone, so just an FYI.
Thank you.
I would like to make a motion to adjourn. Time is 8:10 PM.
A second?
Roll call, Roger White,
Yes.
Linda Henry,
Yes.
Patrick Lynch.
Yes.
Rich Dodd, yes. Pete Lynch.
Yes.